So a very warm New Year's welcome to the Find Your Fire tribe. So glad to be back out here with you, celebrating life and chi and overall well-being with my dear friend and wellness coach, Christine Francois, being the special guest for this Friday's Fire Friday event. Christine is here with us to share 5 key tips for becoming your healthiest, sexiest, most vibrant you in 2023. And I'm sure it's going to be exciting, intriguing, and wonderful. But before we do that, I want to let you know that Christine is here while a big drama is going on in her personal life. And I have to give Christine huge honor for being here. Christine, would you like to share with the tribe what's going on for you?
Yeah, so hey, Fire Tribe. So here's the deal. On Wednesday night, one of the Fab Five, which I call them the Fab Five. You keep seeing the door opening. It's because they're running through and through my bedroom. But one of the Fab Five, one of my 5 kitties, got out of our apartment, and we have been looking for her ever since. Got a glimpse of her yesterday morning, but I'm not sure she's hurt, but she's taken off, and we've spent the last 2 days looking for her. So just to let you know that I am feeling a little bit shaky because I'm extremely, and Wendy will tell you about me, I'm extremely emotional about our cats. They are the ones that made life so much more livable during the pandemic. They've been with us now. Cosmo just turned 4 years old on December the 13th. So she's a Saggy like myself. And maybe that's why she decided to take advantage of an opportunity and go and take off exploring. I have no idea, but it's very unnerving for me. And I've been crying nonstop for 2 days, if you could believe it. So yeah, but I also wanted to still come on here with my girlfriend, Wendy, Terry, and the rest of you to let you know that wellness and being your best self doesn't have to be in a vacuum of perfection. Life happens. And we still get to get up and make those decisions to be our best selves.
And Christine, I know I share your pain because I am a dog mom and they're my kids. And if one was missing for 2 days, I would be beside myself. So true honor for you being here. And I appreciate what you're giving to the tribe. We have Josiane on both Zoom and on Facebook. We have Pablo and Lisa watching, and I know they're sending their condolences for your distress. All right, so many blessings. And I would actually like, Christine, if you say a moment of prayer for your baby before we start today's session. So would you be willing to lead that?
Sure. So Father God, who is our creator and the creator of all beings, sentient and non-sentient beings, we know that you are called the Good Shepherd and that you will lead Cosmo home. Look after her as she might be scared, and look after all animals, Lord God, all of us, because we need each other. So I am grateful in advance, and I know it is already done. In the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So, thank you, Christine, for that. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's do this. Let's talk about the 5 keys to becoming your healthiest, most vibrant, sexiest, particularly carnival is in the air. A lot of us tribe people are carnival people. Let's talk about that. And I know that you are doing some serious work on wellness through gut health. So if that is where you'd like to start, why don't you tell us a little bit, Christine, maybe about yourself, your background in this wellness business, and then go into the importance of what is gut health and why is it important?
Okay, thanks so much. And yes, all the carnival people, I know you want to be able to have that stamina and feel good for the long haul. And everybody's exercising. I know those people who are into carnival. I am not. but all of those who are into carnival and so on, I know you want to feel good and you want to look amazing. I'll tell you a little bit about my background in the wellness space. For more than 30 years, I've always sought out products and services that would support my longevity. I always tell people when they say, but you're not aging, and these are people who know me forever. I said, yes, call me Benjamin Button. Remember that show, Benjamin Button? He was aging backwards, right? And now I found someone who literally is researching the science of aging backwards. But I've always sought out products and services because a couple of things in my family's history, both on my mom's side and on my dad's side, I was very, very painfully aware of the propensity for hypertension, diabetes, and cancers, etc. And when I was very young, I thought to myself, how can I not fall into that? Is it just that we are predisposed? Is it that because our parents or our grandparents struggled with these NCDs, non-communicable diseases, does that mean that I am going to be doomed to that as well? And I started researching, and the answer is no. That's the truth. The answer is no. So I've looked, I've searched, I've read, I've tried various products and investigated services and implemented protocols in my life so that I wouldn't get sick. And knock on wood, I can't tell you the last time. It's been, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, I don't know, about 15 years since I got like sick, like a flu or anything. And it's because I have a dogged determination to stay well. And then my husband, who is now deceased, when we got together, I think we were around 12 years old. Oh my Lord. But he was a chubby kid. And as we grew up together, he too, diabetes, hypertension, high stress environment. And eventually he had a stroke of the brain stem. And 2 years later, within 2 years, he was gone. And I thought, again, how do I now take all of this? Initially, I sort of put it to the back of my mind because I didn't want to deal with all of this pain. How do I, therefore, learn more so I could share more with my children? And if I'm going to teach my children, then, and I love people, I think people are the best things in sliced bread. How can I now share my knowledge, point people in the right direction or several directions? Because listen, there are many pathways to holistic health and well-being. Yeah. What I have found is that our body is an ecosystem beautifully created to heal itself. We have messed things up, quote unquote, messed things up with the things that we've put out there in the environment. We are looking at things like glyphosate and those weed killers that they put on, they spray in pesticides, they don't come off of the fruits and vegetables, and we ingest a lot of that, and many of those things are carcinogenic. So how do we make better decisions? How do we become aware, you know? And the question was, so who really cares about all of this? And why do they care about it? And for some, and I think it's good to have, Wendy, small goals, because not everybody might be thinking like myself and looking down the line at children and grandchildren and how do we set up a legacy of wellness. But some people want to start right where they are with a small goal. So someone may be here today and say, you know what, I just want to feel better and look sexier and healthier for Carnival. And that's okay. if we have that goal for one event and you look great and amazing and feel amazing, someone might say, you know what? I wonder what it would feel like to be like that for the rest of the year, for swimsuit season. You know, maybe you're going to Florida, or you're going to another island to spend vacation. You want to look absolutely drop dead amazing. Maybe that's your goal. And for some, it's like me. I don't want to repeat the mistakes of my my ancestors. So, you know, the importance of, that's my wellness journey. But when we talk about gut health, you know, Hippocrates, who is known as the father of Western medicine, said that all disease begin in the gut. And he was the father of medicine more than 2,000 years ago. He may not have had the science, which we now have, but he had a sense of it, or should I say he had a gut feeling. And,
I want to ask you there. So yes, when you talk about somebody being well and fitting into the carnival costume, and of course for me, energy is a big deal. So I'm talking the change in the energy when they feel well. You are really talking about starting from the gut and moving out. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay? Right. So tell us, what is gut health?
Gut health, now in our gut, there are over 100 trillion microorganisms, bacteria. And these, and I can always, Wendy, send you, there's a short video that I absolutely love. It's called the ABC of gut health. And it's like 1 minute and some seconds. And it's a cartoon. So you actually see the little bacteria doing all of these jobs. That's what they do. They are here, they're good bacteria and they're bad bacteria. There's a balance that must be struck in the body, but there's bacteria all through our body. 100 trillion of them reside in the gut. And they help make all the amazing things, our breathing, that we actually are able to breathe, our immune system, our cognitive function, all of that is controlled by gut bacteria and that constant bidirectional conversation that is happening between the gut and the brain. So there's the gut-brain axis, there's the gut-brain-heart axis, there's the gut-skin axis. So bacteria, literally, they help us to live.
And so really our gut is the single most important part of our well-being. Is that correct to say?
I think we can safely say this.
Okay. And Christine, when you talk about gut health, you've just told us why it's important.
Yeah.
What constitutes gut health? Because many people think that they're eating healthily, but maybe they're not doing what they need, what their gut needs them to do. We have people doing organic this and organic that, people drinking health drinks, doing what constitutes gut health? What makes that little world of bacteria in our gut feel good and happy, and therefore give us the well-being that we seek?
I think one of the most important things that we can really start implementing to support our gut health is looking, and I'll come back to this, and one of my main points to the 5 keys is to reconnect. So I have the 5 R's. I made them up. I love it because it's what I have to practice as well. And if you haven't reconnected truly to self as yet, really take some time to listen to your body. Kind of do a self-diagnosis. What's hurting? What's working well? What's not working so well? Do you feel sometimes that you're constantly bloated? You know, just listen to your body, document it. And then you can start looking at ways in which you can make some changes. So my second R is to review. Review the information. What is working currently? Because there are many people here who probably know about gut health already. And as you say, making some great choices. We talk about, you know, places in the world where they have less issues of cancer and other non-communicable diseases like Japan and so on. What are they doing to help support the gut? And we are seeing fermented foods coming to the fore. So implementing, I'm not saying implement all, but you might want to implement kimchi in your diet, or you may want to implement kombucha in your diet, or kefir. These are fermented foods. Now, fermented foods, that is like ice cream for your gut bacteria. They love, love, love fermented foods because they help to help the good bacteria in the gut to populate, and they help to also help to create that happy environment, the ecosystem of your gut. Now, I will put a caveat on this. I am not the repository of all the information on gut health, but I can point you to some fabulous researchers and fabulous work so that after this conversation, you too can do some research, and I can put you in touch with the information as well. So that's one. So number one, reconnect with yourself. And there's something that I've been learning in my certification program called Body Talk. And that is listening to your body. And I discovered, Wendy, that I'm a controller. I am a controller. So in the realm of body talk, a controller is someone who says, you know what? I'm looking at myself in the mirror and going like, well, I want to be 120 pounds. And I am going to make you into a 120-pound person, when that may actually make me quite ill. So, just listening to the body, what does it want? How does it feel? One of the things I would do in the past, because I love exercising, have exercised for many, even before my children were born, and my daughter's 34 this year, is I would exercise for hours and hours and hours. And then I discovered that I would do that, and I probably wasn't doing the best thing for my body. It's not to say it's not perfect for your body, but listening to my body to see, how do I feel? So now I exercise on a down day. Today was not the easiest day to work out. I truly, it's how I was feeling. I wasn't feeling amazing. So I said, okay, what can I do for my body to help it to feel energized? What can I do for my gut to help that feeling of energy? And so what I put in my body to help fuel that level of energy and my tummy feeling good is how I start my day. Then I made the decision, what's best for my body is to get it moving. And that's reconnecting, reviewing what you're doing. And the third are, so it's reconnect, review what you're doing, reconnecting on that journey of yourself. So journal, what do you really want for your life? What does that look like? What does great health look like for you? Because it may be something different to me, right? And then the fourth is to do your research. Research is so important. I discovered that, and if there are doctors on this call, my apologies, not my intention to say anything negative to or about doctors, but in the realm of the regular medicine, many doctors have not done they haven't invested a lot of time on nutrition and that aspect of how do you heal? And right now we've got functional medicine practitioners, and that's a swing in a great direction we're seeing. But in terms of researching, start talking to yourself. What's your mindset about your health? Is it for longevity? how long do you want to live anyway? Dave Asprey says he's going to live to 180 years old, right? And I just found him. I started posting on my Facebook page about him. You're going to be hearing more about Dave. But, you know, just how can we age and reverse? And all of that is possible. You look at guys like Willem Hof and those folks. And then, of course, there's your nutrition, your supplements, your exercise, guys. And the thing that I was most deprived of over the last 2 days is sleep, right? How do we look at our life holistically? So it starts in the gut. Take care of your gut, and you will actually see a ripple effect in all other aspects of your life. And Wendy, what I wanted to share with your audience too is, you know, I always have notes, right? So gut health is critical to reducing inflammation in your body. Inflammation, guys, that is a killer. And it is the harbinger of all of those things that we struggle with, things like cancers and other NCDs, hypertension, diabetes. Your gut, those bacteria, those little guys, they control your body temperature, your immune system, cognitive function, and having a healthy gut supports weight loss. Did you know that? So for all of us who are struggling with things like obesity and being overweight, a healthier gut helps in that area. And heart health, it's just such an expansive science, Wendy. And do you know that no one really set out to discover all of this about the gut? But just over 20 years ago, I believe, there's a project that was undertaken called the Human Genome Project. And in trying to map the human genome, they discovered, wow, all of this bacteria doing all of these amazing things. And the thing is, they're good bacteria, they're bad bacteria. You really want to have more good than bad, because those bad little suckers can cause a world of heartache and pain. You hear more and more people struggling with things like SIBO and IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. That's where the lining between the stomach and the blood flow, that they're destroying that barrier, and then you have toxins leaking into the bloodstream. So your gut is one friend of mine who's called the father of the microbiome in Jamaica. He says, love your gut because it loves you.
Christine, when we as Trinis have our festivities, whether it be Diwali or whether it be Christmas, or when we get together for lime, you know what is the core of our liming. It is food and it is drink. What are we doing to our gut when we go and have our standard, let's say, Christmas fare, which we all love and we all do. It's just a matter of how much we do. But
that's
what
right.
are we doing to our gut? In other words, we love the taste of these things, and it's our culture to eat particular things at particular season.
Yeah.
Are we doing harm to our gut? Is it something, and how do we recover our well-being having done it? Because we're going to do it, huh? We're going to do it. So what's good advice for the listeners about how they can reestablish their well-being, having done the little extravagance at Christmas time, and before that at Diwali time, and before that at the and soon for whatever else comes up when they have all-inclusive fets for Carnival. We are going to do things like overdo, overeat, overdrink.
Yeah.
What does that do to our gut, and how can we recover, bounce back, heal, get back to stasis or homeostasis?
Good question. Good question, Wendy, and it's a big question. Number one, before we even get to the festivities and the celebrations, most of us are hurting our gut every single day. So we're doing it with I'll tell you. We're doing it with those bad oils, those processed seed oils. We're doing it with artificial sugars and that glyphosate I was telling you about, guar gum, and natural flavors. Inflammatory oils is what we call it. There is, if you would like to, guys, if you would like to know more about inflammatory oils, there is a great short video on YouTube called How Vegetable Oil is Made. And you can see the history of oils. If many of us grew up with safflower oil, canola oil, all those oils. And, you know, we didn't know better, but, you know, Maya Angelou says, when you know better, you can do better. So before we even get to festivities and the eating and the drinking, how many of us are eating snacks? How many of us are buying those processed foods? All of those things, my health coach years ago said to me, when you pick up the product in the grocery and you try to read the label, if you cannot pronounce the name, put it down. And do you know, I took her on back in 2015 when I went back to Republic Bank to become the health and wellness manager for the group. And back then they called it employee engagement. And I took her advice and I've been doing that ever since 2015. So I don't buy things like ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise and all of those things. I eat whole foods. So those are some of the things that you can do. Listen, we are all going to drink alcohol. Most of us are going to. The thing is that alcohol stays in your system for a longer period of time. And it takes a long time to flush out. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't. It's just look at your, don't overdo it, right? How do you get back to homeostasis? Is to look at your normal routines. Go through your cupboard, see what's in your cupboard. Take a look at, are you eating? You see those chips? Now I'm an offender too. All right, I'm going to tell you, I'm an offender. I love chips, Doritos, and any of those. Off and on, I will have some, but I also know when I put it in my body, what I have to do to continue to cleanse my body. Most of the products that you will buy in the grocery that are processed, they have the inflammatory oils. They've got the natural flavors. You can't escape it unless you eliminate fully, and most of us can't eliminate fully. So my recommendation, Wendy, is for folks to just go through your cupboards and see, and my other coaches in Croatia, they go like, okay, elimination diet. Take the things out and start paying attention to how you feel. How does your gut feel? Are you finding yourself feeling sharper? Cognitive function, right? That fog, is it being lifted? So start taking things out, noting them, start putting more whole foods into your diet. Learn how to cook if you don't know how to cook as yet. I know Wendy does a lot of salads, so Wendy gets off the hook. But if some of the things that, and Wendy, I told you and Terry, I'm going to come to Tobago and cook for you all, but it's just eating more whole foods, keeping the alcohols, don't overdo it, everything in moderation. And then it's about timing. It's about,
when you talk about whole food, some people may not know what that means.
Okay, so when you go to the grocery, I'll tell you what, I go to the grocery, I buy red rice. I don't buy white washed processed rice. I buy sweet potatoes. That's out of the ground, right? I buy fruit and vegetables. I try not to, I pretty much eat a lot of bananas. And just recently we started back eating just a couple of apples. I eat pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. I don't eat a whole lot of them. I try to keep the fiber, keep fiber in your system. Fiber is good for the gut. Some people, and I'm listening to Dave Asprey now, have you ever felt hungry? The cross between hungry and angry? Yes, Wendy? Yeah. Going too hardcore on the vegan side or the keto side. This is what I'm learning now. And this, again, this is me being very transparent. I'm very much in a research phase now, learning more, getting certified, because there's some things I know for a long time because I've been exposed to the industry for a long time. But also as I learn, I think it's my responsibility as I learn to share as I'm learning, you know? So if we just got through Christmas, I know yesterday in the grocery, Wendy, the cashier said, I still have to finish my ham. So she said, I will get back into the healthy food after I finish my ham. But, you know, just looking at what you eat and making a decision to eat foods that are the least processed as possible, right? And I know a lot of people say, well, I love tasty food, guys. Peppers, not too many peppers, not, you know, I love parsley and chive and celery and red onions and got lots and lots of garlic. I love all of that. And you can make absolutely tasty meals with those. I cook with coconut oil. And if I can get a really good, and also looking to see what is the best olive oil that I can find here, because the next thing I discovered in researching olive oils recently is that many of the olive oils are not pure olive oils. They are third, fourth grade olive oils. So yeah, do that. If you're going to drink, then don't overdo it. Understand that if you're looking to lose weight, you're holding on to the weight because of how much alcohol you're having. It's not particularly good for your gut microbiome, but it's a season, right? So right now, the best thing you can be doing is eating more whole foods, boosting up on your supplements so that you can support your gut health, and just paying attention to how you feel, because your body will let you know.
And I have something to add.
Yes.
So what we've got so far, right, is looking at the ingredients that you're buying, and
yes,
the amount of processed foods that you're putting into your body. So raw is great, whole foods are great, and things that still have their natural fiber. Using good oils rather than the stuff, the Blue Band margarine and the Crisco that we grew up with. And good oils, coconut oil is always considered a good oil, especially cold pressed, right? And then olive oil, and you said. And I would say, Christine, also drinking a lot of water.
That is fundamental to your gut health. But do you know also that sleeping, and you know, we were talking about people wanting better gut health and stuff, but sleeping is huge. And getting back in that circadian rhythm is also, and I know this is something that you practice, Wendy, and recently with the launch of your book, you kind of fell out of a little bit of the rhythm with some late nights, but yeah, getting back into that circadian rhythm also helps your overall health. So look at gut health as a foundational component to your overall wellness, and then layer all of the other aspects of health and well-being so that you're going to feel great. And the people that I'm following, one is a nutritional biochemist, Dr. Sean Talbot, and the other is Dave Asprey. And, you know, some really good research is out there. If you're interested in longevity, if you're interested, and if you are an entrepreneur or any kind of business owner and you're looking to sharpen your cognition and so on, there are a number of things that you can do to help improve in that area. But step one is your gut health, and that is vital. You want to be healthy as well in terms of your weight management, and your gut health. Good gut health helps in that direction as well. So those little guys are amazing, guys and gals.
We have Rashmi on board saying he loves coconut water and olive oil, and that alcohol is not a friend for menopausal ladies. You know any of those ladies, Rashmi? And and that hydration and sleep is critical. So totally in agreement, and she's given you lots of hearts.
Thank you, Rashmi.
I would have to say, Christine, that it sounds as though gut health is a bedrock. It's the cornerstone of our health, our energy levels, and all the body functions. And that it is to our benefit to raise that from behind our awareness, where we just stuff our faces with what we feel like, what tastes good, and then pay the price and wonder why we're getting sick, why we're picking up every cold, why we have no energy, why we can't sleep. That we should elevate our awareness of that cornerstone and take care of that in order to have the benefits of the vitality and the health and the way we look and the way we feel. It sounds as though it's one of those things that we've been ignoring for too long.
Well, I think too, it's because gut health and the science of gut health is just over 20 years old. The science, I mean, now there's more than 100,000 papers written, or you could find it on the web. But also what's research now is also showing that optimal gut health is supporting people in the long C19 dilemma, right? So we don't have a post-COVID world as yet. I can't call it post-COVID given what's just happened in China, Wuhan, and so on. And the new restrictions that Europe is implementing on people traveling from Asia. But this is going to be our story for quite a long time to come. So you are going to, and I can't make any guarantees, I'm not a doctor, but I know that if you pay attention, if you take this as a part of your life's mission, if longevity again and great health and well-being, you know what, sexier is a byproduct of feeling amazing.
Yes, agreed.
Sexy is not being a size 2, not necessarily, because we have seen very tiny people being way more unhealthy than people who are more fuller figured. So sexy comes from having a great healthy body. You're taking care of your gut health, and because you feel amazing, you present amazing. Your presentation of yourself is amazing, and that's what makes you sexy and attractive to people. So confidence,
because you have the bounce, you have the joy, you have the energy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And people are drawn to it. That's my mission, and I agree with you totally. Christine, Francois, because we can only touch on the depth of this topic, I would like to ask how people can reach you to get more information. And I know you're big with the supplements. We have a couple of messages. Hold on, let me read the message. Margaret says, thanks for lovely start of the year talk. Thank you so much for being here, Maggie. All right, and Terry gave you a thumbs up. And yes, Rashmi says vitality is sexy. Rashmi, that's my story, and I'm sticking
to it.
Yes. So I can wear the old t-shirts and old short pants and still be sexy. So the vitality. Anyway, so Christine, how can they reach you if they'd like to? Also, I'd like you to put that little video in the thread once I post this recording. But how can they reach out to you, Christine, if they'd like to get more information?
I think the easiest way for people to get in touch with me, because I'm doing some upgrades to my Linktree, is to just shoot me a WhatsApp message. My number is 868-335-4792.
That's 868-335-4792. And
Yes.
of course, Christine is one of our tribe members, so she's always available for you to reach out to her there and to ask questions in the comments of the video. So Christine, you can't get away, all right?
I don't want to get away.
Once again, I'm going to say thank you. And for those who came in late, Christine is here, even though she's struggling with her emotional distress because one of her beautiful kittens has been lost in the streets of Diego Martin, and she's looking for it for the last 2 days. She came anyway to give of us of her wisdom and her heart. And I think that is huge. So Christine, thank you so much on behalf of the entire tribe. We are praying that Cosmo comes home safely, and we're getting hearts for that. Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
Many
blessings, many blessings.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you. And here's to a healthier, happier, sexier you looking after your gut health.
In 2023.